blue-collar mentality to it. Receiver maybe a little bit more of a glamour position. What sort of mindset change did you see in G. Scott as he had to transition between those two rooms and maybe take on more of that blue-collar identity?
Yeah, that's a good question. It'd be funny for you to ask G about that too, because he talks about that with me sometimes about how, when we watch film of other tight ends and kind of the standard we hold ourselves to. And I think it started with Luke, Jake, Ruck, and kind of has passed down to us. And we just take pride in our toughness. Obviously, Cade's that type of guy too. So I think it's just the culture of the room. And G's really done a great job of embodying that and taking pride in his blocking and everything that goes into the job. So it's been a good transition for him.
See a change in him, maybe the most important kind of change to get him?
I think it's just it's a developmental position, so it takes time to kind of figure out how to position your body for those difficult jobs, all the different things you have to do. Because coming from a wide receiver and a tight end, you got a pass pro, a 9 technique defensive end like Zach Harrison, blocking space, Ronnie Hickman, get open against safeties and everything. So it's just a developmental position, and he's been bought in the whole time, and just steadily coming along.
Front row right, Austin Ward, Rivals, 97.1 The Fan.
Mitch, is that shirt for sale somewhere?
It might be. If you like it, I'll get one to you.
Very much like that.
Yeah.
Coach Wilson said that about 2 years ago he was talking to you about fullback-like responsibilities and carving out that role for you. Did you believe that, given sort of the spread elements of this offense and not even having that, or did you think that he was, did you think that was straight up? Did you actually believe it?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. It was tough, because sometimes it didn't seem like there was really a whole lot of light at the end of the tunnel. But I did believe in his idea and his vision, because he's done that before, and he would kind of show me stuff that he's done at other places or, successful NFL teams they're using that would work well against, when we're scheming up defenses. So, I just kept the faith and just kept working. And then, if maybe the fullback role wasn't as big as I had hoped at certain points, just try and develop the other parts of my game too, so that, it could be used in other ways in the offense.
Even if you believed in that part, did you think there would be jumbo I formation and a fullback dive part of that? That's probably the biggest lead.
Oh, man, if you could tell 18-year-old Mitch or show him that, that he would be absolutely juiced about that. That's pretty awesome. I think it's just a testament to a lot of work that I've done, and coaches having faith in me, and calling it in the game, and it's been awesome. Yeah.
Fourth row middle, Andy Anders, Buckeye Sports Bulletin.
Yeah, Mitch, I just wanted to kind of ask you about what Cade's like off the field, kind of take a picture of his personality a little bit.
Always ask me about Cade. It's funny. Cade's awesome. I think Cade has, his background of farming. He's got strong family values. Sometimes we'll be having conversations about where do we want to end up when we're done playing football, and I probably want to get back to Tennessee or the South. People talking about living at the beach. Cade is going back to where he came from, Lexington, Ohio. He's going to have a beautiful farm and raise cattle. So if that doesn't tell you enough about Cade, I don't know what will. He is truly himself all the time. That's one of the things I really respect about him, is that he's not trying to be anybody other than Cade. So he's got a strong personality. He's a good dude. I hope that's the answer you're looking for. Yeah.
Over his right shoulder, Mark Snyder, Press Pros.
Hey, Mitch, Ryan mentioned about some of the plays that he gets anguished over. You work hours and hours and hours on them, and they fail. How much time went into that short yardage play this last week that went to you?
The most recent one against Wisconsin? A ton, because when there's the quarterback exchange involved with it, you have to put a ton of emphasis on the ball security of that. So, we repped that a ton. We worked on that a ton. There is a lot of stuff, I think we've kept the faith, because it does happen a lot where, we have this play schemed up for me or Cade, and we call it and we're all excited about it, and then it's just not the right look. It's not the right opportunity, or, the defense doesn't give us what we want. So I think us just kind of being selfless and fighting through that has obviously paid off recently. But, yeah, it definitely does happen a lot.
Other players get the ball 10, 12, 15 times, and you're going to bed every night going, this might happen, and it's your play.
Yeah.
It might happen once. That's a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely is. Just try to make the most of it. I'm not trying to be anybody other than myself. So just trying to make the most of it.
Right behind him, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Hey, Mitch, thanks for the time. This is maybe a question more about the offense than it is you personally. I'm just curious, man, how do you guys fight complacency? You're playing really well, you're executing at a really high level, the offense has come out early in the game to kind of set the tone. How do you fight complacency?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think even when you go up 21-0 in the first quarter, you turn on the film and there's still stuff on there. I think that's something that Coach Day is really, really harps on. And, even if you have a great game where you beat a tough Big Ten opponent, you turn on the tape and there's still stuff, that we could work on, things that we could be better at. I think every week we take a fresh mentality into every defense, and, I don't think that we take anybody lightly. And I think that, we don't really have an issue being complacent because we want to be the best. We don't really care about who it is. It's always about us. That's what we say every week. So whoever we're playing, we just want to be the best version of best offense we can be. So that's really how mentality for that.
Third row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Mitch, it seems like run blocking has just been at a different level this year, especially the last couple of weeks. Obviously, you guys as tight ends are a big part of that. Just what differences have you seen in terms of what you guys are doing as run blockers?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of mentality is where it starts. I think if you're not willing to put your face on people, and I think you have to be tough. But we just kind of went to the drawing board this offseason, watched a lot of tape of other people, really tried to rebite on all the fundamentals, feet, hand placement, and everything. And I think that it's paid off really well so far.
I know you're a Kyle Juszczyk fan. He had a nice catch the other night. Are we going to see you make a nice sideline grab like that?
We might. Keep looking.
Fourth row right, Tony Girdman, Buckeye Huddle.
Mitch, when was the first time you carried the ball in practice?
As a tight end, because I was a running back when I first got here. So, I carried the ball a ton in high school as well. So, first time I carried it in practice again was probably this year before we did the fullback dive 2 weeks ago.
So not that long. What was your phone like after that touchdown? How many messages did you have?
It was cool. It was a lot. A lot of family and friends reaching out, happy for me. Kind of the work that I put in behind the spotlight that kind of led to that moment. So it was great.
Did you give your family a heads up that was coming because you've been working on it?
Maybe my dad. I talk to my dad all the time about it. So I maybe talked to him, or maybe Rock knew that it was coming. But that's the type of play that we don't want them to know about. So it might stay a little top secret until it gets called.
Got time for just a couple more. Front row right, Tim May.
I'm going to ask you again.
Here we go.
Like I did. Does it bother you they don't call you a fullback?
I was thinking about this. I saw your interview with Zach Bourne. He was a little bit upset with me because I call myself a tight end, which isn't true. I said that you guys can call me whatever you want. Jerry, you can call me whatever you want.
I think I called you fullback or tight end fullback in the notes.
You did? Okay.
I think. Yeah.
I missed that. Brian Davis, doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's.
Calls you Mitch.
I'm just a ball player in my eyes, and I think that's the most fullback answer I can give you right there. So, I like the mentality of fullback play. I think that I'm embodying that on the field. So whatever you want to call me works for me.
Yeah. What is that? What is that mental? You've been a tight end a little bit too. Obviously. What is that mental adjustment to play fullback? Explain to people.
Yeah,
what that because obviously you might even get the ball occasionally.
Yeah, it's not huge, but I think something that allows me to be successful at the position is that some of it is very instinctual. So when you're sorting through like an ISO play like that, you kind of have to rely on my old running back instinct. So that's something that I've been luckily been able to tap into to help me be successful. So, and I think it's just, we play that way at tight end, and I hope to play that way at fullback, just tough, hard-nosed, trying to, bully somebody.
And two hands on the ball at all times. When you get, what's that?
Well, yeah, think about it. We got a lot of people that the ball could go to, a lot of extremely talented people. So if you fumble, it might not come back to you. So I'm holding on to that thing tight.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Right next door, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Mitch, a question about the offense, but you guys in the red zone have been really good this year as far as finishing drives and scoring touchdowns. Do you have any thoughts on just
Yeah,
why
I mean,
it's-
we work on it a ton. It's part of our plan to win the game. You know, we look at that after every game. We analyze how we did in the red zone. Did we score touchdowns? Did we get points? You know, and it's something that we work on constantly. Every week we have short yardage, third down, red zone, and that's something that we want to be really, really good at because, you know, in the games where the talent equates and, you know, it's a shootout, you got to score in the red zone, you got to convert on third down. So it's super important to us.
think the fullback helps with that?
Yeah, I mean, lately it has. It's been awesome to get the opportunity for sure.
Right next door, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Rutgers has had a very good run defense this year. What have you seen from them and the challenge there?
Yeah, you know, Coach Giano over there obviously is a very successful defensive coach. He's a great defensive mind, and you know, we respect their ability to defend, and we're just gonna, you know, do our best to scheme them up, work hard, prepare well.
And final questions over here, second row right, Bill Landis, Rivals.
Mitch, for as much as you embrace this fullback position, did you ever consider going to a place that utilizes blocking backs a little more than Ohio State?
You know, I don't know if I ever took any steps, but when you watch, you know, I remember watching Wisconsin play a couple years ago, or the way you watch Iowa play, you know, they rotate fullbacks, like they have multiple that play in one game. I definitely looked at that and raised an eyebrow or two, but you know, I just kept the faith here, and you know, I love the culture of this program, and I knew that, you know, I'd be rewarded for my hard work eventually.
Mitch, thank